Hello everybody, it is the 14th of July. We're going to have a look around the garden, see what's changed, see what hasn't. Done a little bit of work over here on the side where the strawberry patch will be. There's just a bit more mulch just covering the top, protecting the soil from any sorts of drying out, which is certainly not going to be a problem at the moment as we are deep in winter. The rains have been falling and the temperatures have also been falling, so the strawberries are now dormant underneath this little patch, and that's pretty much all we've got here for the time being. The Silver Princess, which I love and have mentioned in previous episodes, has been growing quite prolifically. This is new growth, all this stuff just real close to me here, which has been lovely to see. I know it's not a tree that everybody is going to enjoy, but it's a native from WA, and I think it's a really nice looking tree, especially when these little flowers come out, which they will pop very soon. So cool to see this. The only issue that I have is that it's sort of, because it's a cascading kind of plant tree, it means that it's sort of, there's not much I can do about it sort of cascading into this area of the courtyard. But it is what it is. We'll see what we can do about it at some point. Meanwhile, underneath all of this, you'll see some damage that my Vegepod took from a recent hailstorm, which utterly smashed through this thing. So got a new one on the way, and we'll set that up soon. In the meantime, in here, I have replaced what used to be capsicums, a couple of other small things, with just some lettuce. I've got some native plants that are ready to go. These are bush tucker type plants, medium berries, a finger lime hybrid that's tolerant of frost, and the Jambinu zest as well. So these three are going to go out the front, trying to convert the front into a very I guess you could say strongly native focused garden. So that's what's going to happen in there. Over to the side, we've got our raspberries, which are of course, well, effectively dormant at this point. I've just been reading that with this particular type of raspberry, you're best to leave them as these canes stick up, because they provide energy for the plant through the winter. Then you chop them as we get closer to spring. So probably in the next update, I'll have chopped these down, try and revitalize some of this area as Ted gives a little inspection here. The asparagus has gone absolutely bananas, particularly this one on the left-hand side here. So this has had heaps and heaps of these sprigs. I don't think you're meant to sort of prop them up at all, but it is what it is. There is a second one here as well. It's not as prolific, but it is doing okay. So good to see these asparagus are doing quite well. Of course, this is only year number 2, I want to say. So we can't actually harvest them just yet. I've also thrown in some spare garlic around here as well. So just making use of the space where we can. Out in the main area, one of the main beds, I've got broad beans here. These are going to be interesting to see what happens, because I actually put them in quite a while ago and they suffered a bit of kind of heat damage. So this is a kind of new, I want to say like a version 2 of these particular plants, which is why they're somewhat weird in terms of their stage of growing. So we'll see what happens. I've put in some spinach and a few other things here. There are of course onions and spring onions that are growing in this area as well. Overall, you'll see through some of these beds that I'm quite behind on my growing. So it's not as if we're going to have a prolific winter, but when is winter ever really prolific? Cabbage, couple of other small things around here. So you might look at these avocados and be like, what are we doing with these avocados? I think they're actually still alive. So I have pruned them back. I've kept the top tip, even though this tip is now black and probably dead. I've kept it there just in case, and I'm going to see what happens in summer. It's hard to see on camera, and even if I get close, but these buds are actually still active. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on here, but I'm just going to see what happens. Maybe the leaves will come back, they'll grow back a bit, and maybe we'll get some regrowth of this avocado come summer. But who knows? Oranges, lemons, Bananas have died off, thankfully. I say thankfully because you don't really want them to be active through this colder period. So they've come back down a bit. Hanky's just doing a little bit of an inspection here as well. And the next on the list in this area is to cut this down. So this is an offshoot of a stump that's just in here. So I'm gonna need an arborist to help with this because it's getting a little bit beyond my capabilities to deal with. So we'll get into that at some point. In the main beds, you'll see that we actually redesigned the netting over the top. So we've now got a PVC piping system that just sort of holds it off and gives it a little bit more space. Inside the beds, we've got things like kohlrabi, broccoli, cabbage. What else have we got in here? Various little seedlings. Of course, there's spinach as well that you can see in this bed. And over in the other bed, we have celery, radicchio, more spinach, and some pak choi. So this is all growing quite nicely. Been really happy with the productivity in this particular bed. So yeah, we'll get some things out of winter. Chop down the pineapple sage. The normal sage is whatever. We'll just leave it there, see how it goes. Did refill these beds with a little bit more soil, so we'll see what happens when they rejuvenate in the summer. And our bay tree is continuing to climb and also producing some buds around about now as well. Grass not doing well. I actually hate this grass now. Tiff tough, I am never buying this grass again. So I'm going to start overseeding it with kikuyu, even though of course that's not the greatest of grasses either, but it is what it is. And I guess lastly, here in this bed, we've got our garlic starting to pop up. So we're going to have a whole just absolute mountain of garlic, hopefully, come November. And yeah, I have no idea what these peas are doing. Believe it or not, these peas have been here for like 3 months. So I don't know how to explain that. Oh well. And as the rain comes down, the last thing we'll quickly check out is the greenhouse, which I have done basically nothing in. The curry tree is continuing on quite nicely. The peas grew here, which again, I kind of lost track of what was going on in here, so I've just let them go. I want to see what happens. But yeah, it has stayed relatively warm here in the greenhouse. I didn't take the arms off, but it hasn't gotten warm enough to make the arms open up. But yeah, future state, I'm hoping to put in a bed here, and then we'll actually use that bed to grow things in a little bit more seriously in future winters. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I'm just trying to think of if there's anything else. Out the front, we did have, I've got some other brassicas that I planted, some spare ones. So they're out the front in one of the front beds. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for tuning in. I'll catch you next time.